Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Inheritors, an intimate portrait of South Africa's racial reckoning, by Eve Fairbanks. Read by Janina Edwards.
A note on usage. Most South Africans use the lowercase for the adjectives black and white, as in black South African voters or a white farmer. To refer to some South Africans as black was an innovation by Steve Biko and others in the country's 1970s black consciousness movement. Though skin color long dictated the way people moved and lived in South Africa, in the 19th and early 20th centuries, the more commonly used adjectives were European, African, Bantu, and, a bit later, non-white. Biko believed the apartheid government treated South Africans as a mass when it suited them, as in when it denied everyone who was not European the full right to vote, and divided them when it suited them too. It divided people who spoke Bantu languages from South Africans of Indian descent, and so-called colored people or South Africans of mixed racial heritage, and it sought to divide those who spoke Bantu languages further by tribe into the Zulus, the Sutus, and so on, to whom it apportioned separate territories. In his writings advocating that his fellow black South Africans embrace the word black and become proud of it, Biko mostly used the lowercase, as did the African National Congress, South Africa's leading black liberation movement, and most subsequent black South African thinkers and writers. When white government leaders began to use black and white, they typically used the uppercase to underscore their contention that black and white people in South Africa were cultures as distinct, long-standing, and defining as the Persian or Chinese peoples, separate tribes that might have commerce with each other, but could never really become one nation. To capitalize the words white and black was the apartheid government's attempt to seize back some semantic power. I thus use lowercase white and black in the following, unless a quoted passage deployed a different usage, or the person with whom I spoke wanted me to do otherwise. Prologue. She set out at night. That was how it worked in Soweto. Black people woke before dawn because it took hours to get to work on the buses to the formerly white-only city. From as long as she could remember, Malaika would hear men and women rising at 4 a.m. to stoke coal fires to make tea. The walls of the shack she lived in with her grandmother, her mother, her aunt, whom she called her sister, and her uncles, were made of sheets of corrugated iron, and the shack—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?